9mm in my Levi jeans. Spraying anything, trying to slay our dreams. Made a couple dollars off these 16s, but we've been getting money since we turned 16. Before I had a beard, I had a bankroll. Pulling up with some O's for the bank codes. Had the school dice money in my two socks. Had the bills rubber band in my...
What's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the industry's most wanted podcast. Man, I'm so excited because I got my family. Like, this is my hometown homie.
Right.
Real deal family. Shout out to Aych checking in. What's good? It's so good to see you. Give me some love.
Man,
boom.
listen, it's been too long.
It has been too long. Let me tell you, we got so much history together. Honestly, like, you're one of the main people when I first started doing this that really like motivated me to want to do this. But we're gonna talk about all that. Introduce yourself.
Man, my name is Aych. I do a lot.
Yes, he does.
Man. I do a lot, but getting back in my rap bag for a little something. Just having fun with it. It's back to the fun.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Cause life is this world is crazy, right?
Yeah. It's really it's getting crazier.
Man, let me tell you, I can't, and I'm not even going to get too much on the tangent, but I can't believe we are in 2022 and we are literally having real deal wars out there, like people fighting over land and stuff. I'm like, we living in the 1800s again? What's going on? But it's crazy. So with that being said, you have to make the best of it. You got to do what you love.
Right.
Music is your love. That's your passion.
Yeah, that's my baby.
So I want the people to understand before you got into doing what you're doing now. Take us back, man. What did you aspire to be before music?
I wanted to hoop. I was in love with basketball. That was my thing. I used to walk everywhere with my basketball, dribbling. I'm sure waking everybody up. That was my love. That was my first passion.
Dope. And I always like to ask that because most people always desire to do something different before this. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, rap was like, it was like 1A and 1B. I heard my mom's Rakim, I Ain't No Joke. And from there,
that's legendary.
Like, oh my. Oh yeah. From there I wanted to rap.
You knew from that point forward, like, that's what I want to do. I want to be like what they're doing.
Yeah, I wanted to rap and play basketball at the same time.
So there's nothing, and you know what? I always talk about this because a lot of the people that I interview, whether it's artists or just people in this business, they started out playing basketball or football, some sort of sports, which I think is dope because that sets you up to where you at right now.
It's the inner city. The city, man. The city. It's basketball is one of those sports. All you need is a ball. You don't need no real, gear, or you could just go to the courts. There's courts everywhere. So
facts, absolutely, man. That's dope, and it teaches you how to be a team player.
Yeah,
gives you structure, keeps you in shape.
The relationships are forever.
Yeah, listen, absolutely, and the same thing with this business too. I've met, including you guys. Shout out to you and L that are in here now. And now I met Easy. Shout out to Easy. That's my new partner now too. Right. We built a relationship. Like 11, 12 years ago, and we've never skipped a beat.
I was going to say, it might be a little longer than that.
It's been a long time.
You've been here 9.
Right. So, yeah.
We was rocking way before
that. And, you guys have been some of my biggest motivation because, like, when I first started doing this, like, really on a heavier level, I was coming out to your events.
Yeah.
And that's what inspired me to want to do events. You know what I'm saying?
Remember our first event?
I do.
The speed networking joint.
The speed networking joint. Yeah. I tell people about that all the time. We made the newspaper and everything.
Yeah, it was the first time I even heard of that. Now I see it and I'm like, yeah, we was on that years ago.
It's straight, and we got proof because I still got the clipping. I still got the newspaper clipping.
I got it in my I got the picture of it. Yeah.
So take us back to when you first started doing music, man. Like, what was it like transitioning, from still playing basketball to also becoming an artist?
Well, I knew I wasn't. I mean, I came to Florida hoping to, play ball at USF.
Okay.
That was the goal. Then I met my man Maul, and we kind of we clicked playing basketball. He didn't know I rap, but I rap, but it wasn't serious because I never really met people that was serious, like as serious as I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So once he heard me rap, he went out and bought all this equipment to record. I'm like, oh shit, like
shit just got real.
Yo, and it was like my last 2 days because I came to Florida to visit.
Right.
So I went back home. And I was just like, every day I was like thinking about Florida. Every day.
You're like, I got to get back there.
Man, listen. As soon as things start getting crazy in Delaware, I was like, all right, yo, I'm out.
No, for real. That was the calling right there, you know. And my thing about life is what I've learned is when God says move, you got to move.
Move. Yeah, I packed up and left. I left the day after my 21st birthday.
Man.
Yeah, I had my party, and I was like, all right, y'all. And
peace out. I'm out of here.
You know, the words I kept hearing is, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Man. Well, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about that a little bit because I experienced a lot of that when I moved here. Like a lot of my friends were like, "Are you sure you're doing the right thing? And what happens if it don't work out?" I said, "Well, you must not believe in me then. If you feel like I'm gonna move there and fail."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what it is? It's just projection. You know, people don't believe because they can't do it.
Right.
You know, we believe that man can't fly because we've never seen it.
Exactly.
You know, we don't know anybody who did. So a lot of times people don't see success like that.
That's right.
They don't know successful people. They haven't, nobody around them has ever been successful.
Right. They haven't, some people are comfortable and cool with just getting by.
Yeah.
Like they get up, they go to work their little 9 to 5, come home, and then that is it.
Yeah.
And that's probably the people that they've had around them.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But I mean, I was always, I guess you could say I'm a dreamer.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Yeah, so and you know, things that I want, I'm willing to work for. So
nah, for real, you gotta take risk.
Yeah.
You know, everything we do, because we do this full time,
right,
is a risk from day to day because, Slick, we don't have that direct deposit hitting every 2 weeks.
Right. There's no, hey, you kill what you eat. I mean, you eat what you kill. You
nah,
know what I mean?
for real. So transitioning to Florida, what was that like for you? And how did you get started doing like your showcases and stuff?
Well, it was hard. You know, it was hard. It was a culture shock at first because Florida is a definitely different place. Florida is so different, especially if you from up north. Like, it's really different. So I kind of transitioned. Like I was going to open mic nights, and then I was meeting people and just networking.
Yeah.
And then I was selling CDs for $1 with like compilation with everybody that I met at the open mic night. We just put one song on a CD, and then I'll go out and sell them for $1.
That's a hustle.
Yeah, so then, I talked to the one club, and I was like, hey, man, I don't want nothing. I just want to be able to do this party. Y'all can keep all the money. I just want to do a release party for it.
Right.
And it was crazy. So, then I had a job, and then I did that, with another club, and then I had another job. So now I was promoting for the clubs, and, one of the open mic nights kind of crashed, so the ones I was going to. So they was just like, hey, you should take over. At first I was like, nah. I told them no for a good couple weeks. Like, nah, I'm a rapper. I ain't a promoter. And it made sense to me, And I was like, well, all right, let's try it. And now we 16 years.
I'm about to say, how many years later? 16 years later.
June be the 16-year anniversary.
So let me ask you this: with you doing those showcases and open mics for so long, how has that helped you as an artist?
Oh my God. What it does is opens up, business, because as an artist, from an angle, when you're doing business, it's kind of like, you get treated one way.
Right.
But when you're the guy who runs it and the guy who's in charge of it, of the opportunities, you meet a different sort of, you meet people at a different angle.
Absolutely.
And they take you more serious, and they want to do business with you, and now you can swap out opportunities for yourself.
Right.
And then that's how I ended up working for Neil.
Yep.
Who we talked about earlier, who was throwing the craziest concerts in the city.
Facts, big facts.
So now for 2 years straight, I'm opening for every major artist that's come into the city. And, that summer, just in one summer alone, we had about 8 or 9 shows from 2 Chainz to me to Ross to Jeezy. So we got an opportunity to open for all of these artists, and that's just from him. And then I had other people that, was looking out. So I had a lot of opportunities real quick, just from working and being, in a position.
Yeah, building those relationships.
Yeah, positioning is a real thing.
It is. I say all the time, relationships will put you in places that money cannot.
Exactly.
And that's the biggest facts ever. You understand. We all understand that.
Yeah.
So you got to share the stage with a lot of dope artists.
Yeah.
What was your favorite experience out of all those?
It had to be Rakim.
Okay.
Rakim. Me and Elle, we put together a show with Slick Rick and Rakim, and I got to meet Rakim, and that was a really, really bucket list experience.
Legendary.
Yeah, because not a lot of people can say that, and the Nas show was my second. Nas was up there. Only one on the list is Jay. So if anybody got, you know what I'm saying, the plug for Hove, let me know.
Right. Nah, for real.
But that's it. All of the artists that I looked up to, you know what I'm saying, that I listened to growing up, I've opened for. I had the opportunity. So it was a beautiful thing.
Man, what's keeping you like motivated all these years later? Because I'm gonna keep it all the way. When I came to Atlanta, I was doing showcases for a while, but I got to the point where I pulled back because it's very saturated here. Everybody's doing open mics and showcases, so I just kind of veered away from that and just started focusing on other things. I know Tampa's probably not as saturated. I haven't been there in a while, or is it now?
Super saturated now.
What's keeping you pushing? Just because you're doing it so long?
Nah, the artists that when I wanted to quit and I wanted to just do other things, it was artists that were really like that needed that platform.
Yes, they definitely do.
You know, they needed that escape. One of the artists, T.O., you know T.O.
Yeah.
He shared a story one time. He told me I basically saved his life. And I don't want to get in detail about it, but you know, he actually came and stopped by there and performed and, you know, changed the trajectory of where he was going.
Wow.
You know, and where he was going to lead him somewhere else. So stories like that, you know, stories that people that, you know, in the city that, you know, stopped me and, hey, man, I needed that, bro. I thank you, man. I appreciate you, what you did for me. Because of that, I've been able to move and do a lot of things. Like, I have a lot of dope relationships here from people that I met. You know what I mean? Shout out to Kingpin.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Forrest Simmons. That's my guy. You know, these are people I met through the open mic night.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot of guys that that just, you know, it's fun, it's cool. And then we're able to branch that out to the festival.
Right.
You know, now we have the festival, and the festival is like, it's new.
That's major.
Yeah, we're in year 3, but it's like, it's hand in hand.
I think that doing those type of events, like you said, really opens up a lot of doors. Mm-hmm. When I first moved here, you know, you had the Cypher in Florida, you know what I'm saying, which you still do.
Right.
We kicked them off here for a while.
Yeah, that was a blessing. I see the homie that you was that you had coming through, Lil Donald.
Yeah, he's
doing his thing right now.
Man, he's definitely. I remember he used to jump off the stage like.
He was one of the ones I remember from here. I was like, yo, this dude is wild. I like him.
He is. We had 3 stacks come through.
Yeah.
That was super legendary.
And you know, those type of moments keep it going. Like I remember the Cypher in Tampa, we had Dame Dash pull up one time.
Man.
And I was just like, whoa, this is a real thing. You know?
It makes you feel good because it lets you know that, man, you really have a reputable spot that people have heard about and they're like, I want to, because trust and believe, they're not going to pull up just anywhere. Right.
And, you know, sometimes it comes with that long, you be coasting sometimes. You just be coasting, and then you'll be like, all right, let's amp it back up. Let's do some things. But I think with the festival, it's giving it new life. We have new artists that come in every year. So, you know, it's kind of like one of those things where, I plan to stop it at 20 with 16 in. So, like, in 4 years, I plan to just, like, let it go and just, you know, graduate and just put everything back into the festival. Yeah. And we gonna start an award show this year too. Okay. The big boy awards. We ain't doing you know what I mean? We gonna do some big boy awards in the city.
That's dope, man, because, you know, I'm sure you have built some of the best relationships over the years. Definitely. With doing these events. And it comes to a point in time where you have to elevate. Yeah. You know, 2 Chainz said during one of his interviews, and it always stuck with me, he said, you got to get on board or get left behind. And that's just what it is. You got to keep up with the times. If people want this, that's what you got to give them. You can put your own spin on it, right? You know, but, you know, okay, you've been doing open mics and showcases. That's cool. But like we said, it's becoming saturated. So now you got to think bigger. Now you got the festivals.
Yeah. And me, you know, as a person who does a lot, you know, we got the hat company now. It's like I kind of put the artistry to the back burner. Yeah. You know, I still record. I still record a lot. I just stopped putting music out because COVID, you know, the world was closed.
Yes, it was.
So we couldn't move around. So, you know, it's just like, man, just keep working and we'll get to that later. But it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun for a long time. Right. So it was more fun, you know, doing the business. Right. So, you know, now I had some partners. Shout out to my man Jay over there at Summit Audio. You know, we working and he's like, bro, just, you know, be the artist. And just have fun with it. And that's my thing now. And it's just like, I can just sit back and have fun and do it from the heart. I don't want to put any, the pressures of having to do everything.
Yes.
As an indie artist is crazy. So it'll tire you out if you're doing that at a high clip.
Absolutely. I think that's why a lot of artists end up just stop doing it, because the pressure is there. And there's, especially with social media too, man, like between keeping up with that and doing shows and putting out new music. And if they don't have their own recording setup, they got to pay for studio time.
Right.
It's very expensive. It's a lot of work. Some of them got families, kids like you do. And
I could not imagine. I could not imagine having to pay for studio time. Like, by the grace of God, and I'm very, listen, knock on this wood, I am blessed that I've never had to pay for studio time.
Man,
and I live
that
in
is
the
a blessing.
I live in the studio. Like, our sessions be long. So I couldn't even imagine what the ticket would be. Like, Jesus.
I remember being at some of your sessions when you was recording at Red Lounge.
Oh, I had the key to that joint, so I would be there 10 hours,
But when you get in your creative space, you don't want to stop.
You don't.
When you find what your passion is and you love it, man, you could do it all day, all night, and you're cool with that.
And the blessing is, as an artist, sometimes you have ideas right now.
That's right. Exactly.
And to be able to record them in a professional space right now is the blessing.
It is.
Because you can record it at the house and it's not going to give you that same sound. It's not going to be, you're going to probably have to end up re-recording it.
Right.
And as an artist, to re-record a record, it takes something out of it.
Right, because your emotion that you're feeling at that moment is totally different when you go back tomorrow to re-record it.
Right now.
You have to do it right now. So you got to have that accessibility. Do you have a setup at your crib though? No. Okay. Still straight studio.
I go to the studio. I have ideas at the house, but sometimes I just go in the studio and we just vibe. And the records that came out of me just doing it right now to me are the best ones. The ones where I'm playing around, like I've been working with an artist named Jay Dante. He's very super talented. And he just had me trying new stuff. Like, he's like, man, just try the auto-tune.
What you gotta do. 2 Chainz specifically said that about auto-tunes. He's like, a lot of people don't like it, but you gotta get on board or get left behind. It's just, sometimes that's what people want.
But it's just, to me, it's not, because, I rap.
Yeah, you do.
But it's like, sometimes let's make something else. Like, let's just have fun and see what comes out of it. And those have been the best moments. It's always the last song that we do before everybody goes. Like, we're all tired. We go like, hold up. Hey, let me play that beat again. Let me go in there and just play around with it. And then it's like the best one. I don't know what that's called, but it happens often.
Yeah, you have to definitely step outside your comfort zone. If you're an artist that's very barsy, I
like that, barsy. Can I put that on the hoodie?
You sure can.
Barsy. If you remember that, L, we gotta put that on hoodie. Barsy.
If you very barsy, but you want to switch it up and maybe try something a little more melodic, go for it. Have fun with it.
I really like that. Don't nobody steal it yet. Somebody copyright it for me.
Yes, exactly. All I want from it is a hoodie that says Barzy on
have
it.
Hoodies, hats, everything. We good. We got you. Barzy. I love it.
If people went back and listened to your music when you first started versus now, what are they going to hear different?
Growth. A lot of growth. A lot of better music, better production, sounds better. When I listen to it, sometimes I try not to live in the moment, but I hear the growth, and I'm kind of proud of where I'm at now. I was like, I wish I knew this 10 years ago.
Of course, we all do. Trust me.
But it sounds better. It's easier on the ear. It's not as barsy. Some of it is, but some of it's not. It's more range.
Yeah.
And it's more like, I have a song called Lately, and I've tried to not like it. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
But I stop listening to it, and I come back, and then when I share it with people, they're like, "Yo, that's you."
That's right.
That's
so
the new
different.
sound. I'm like, it's not the new sound. It's just another sound. But it's it's definitely one of my favorites, and like, it's the last song I made,
man,
which is weird to me.
No, I love that, because I think it's important. You want to cater to everybody. You want to have something for the ladies, something for the fellas, something, maybe a little club vibe, maybe something for the smokers,
Yeah, I just, I kind of just want to I'm to the point in my artistry where I just want to give them all the sides of me.
Yeah.
I don't do it specifically for a club or a specific genre. I just want to give them how I'm feeling at that moment.
Right.
Like, hey, this is how I felt right there. I might not feel that way tomorrow.
No, absolutely.
But, this is how I felt today, and you got that. It's recorded. It's timestamped. There it is.
And however it works, however it unfolds, if it ends up working in the club, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're not specifically making it for that reason, but if that's how it ends up, then that's dope, man.
And that's crazy because I've never really made club music, and I've never really tried to make club music. But in this city, it's like in the clubs, I'm always treated as if I was on the radio or in the clubs, and it's weird. I always get the, yo, who is he? Why is he? It's like, it's just something it's relationships, bro. Like, you wouldn't understand.
Man, and it's amazing that you went to a city that you're not from and you made such a name for yourself.
Oh, man, all work. And shout out to my man, El Nice. He's definitely was instrumental in a lot of what I did and a lot of opportunities I had.
That's the plug right there.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. And rest in peace to DJ Clips. DJ Clips kind of made that happen between the two of us. He introduced him he actually had him come out to one of my shows. And from there, we began working and we built a relationship. And since then, it's been like years, decades. It's almost 2 decades, man. We've been rocking.
Man, it's been a long time. So throughout that journey, let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff that you've seen, highlights and low moments. I want people to really understand what you've been through because it's a journey. It's a hell of a journey.
Right.
We talked about you shared the stage with some phenomenal artists. That's probably some of your highlight moments. Let's take it to the opposite side, if you don't mind sharing. Like, what's probably been one of the biggest struggles that you had to overcome within this music business?
Man. The biggest struggle is for me to understand that the love is not real.
That's all cap.
It was like, not everybody, but sometimes you really think people riding for you. You really think that it's good. You really think that it's, they with me. I got it. You start believing it.
Yeah.
And then when you ain't got it no more and it's lonely. I got a song called Lonely Road, by the way. It's coming out, Lonely Road. But it's a lonely road.
It is.
Like, I had a joint on there. I said, they ain't know I had a plan. I had to starve niggas from a bus to a van to a car, niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got smaller and it got smaller.
Nah,
and then the opportunities, it's like I had a plan when we went to 106 and Park the first time. And I came back to the city and it was all love. It was it was like everybody, it was like so much love. But like we knew we were going back.
Right.
I didn't tell everybody we was going back.
Right.
But it was like a gap. It was like 8 to 12 weeks before we was going back. So I kind of just played it like, it happened and watched everybody fizzle out. And then when I went back, it was like
they all came back again.
No, I caught y'all. Y'all already left the party. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I caught you. So, but you start understanding when you're doing things that others can't do, like touring overseas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That certain people will be around you because they want that opportunity as well.
Absolutely. They're there for a season or a reason.
But when you put yourself in a position like me, like, because I help a lot of people. So I put myself in a position to be used. But I have to understand that everybody's not your friends. Like, it's guys that I've helped and I've went, the extra mile for that, the minute I tell them no, it's fuck H.
No, I've experienced that a lot. I totally understand that.
You know what I mean? I could have been helping them for 10 years.
Right.
I tell you no one time, it's fuck you. You this, you that, you know what I'm saying? And at first it hurt.
Right, of course.
But you learn, you progress and you say, all right, this comes with it. It comes with it.
Right. We learn to do stuff without intention, like, of getting anything in return.
Right. I expect nothing.
Nothing. And I had to get used to that because I used to always get my feelings in the beginning. I'm like, man, I'm doing all this stuff and they ain't doing, but it's like, no, that's not what it's about. Cause like Bigger Rankin always says, we don't get our blessing from man, we get it from God.
Right.
And that's just, once I really like heard that and figured that out, I was like, you know what? He's right. If I do all this stuff for people, God's going to bless me in return.
But that's the thing, we're blessed because we bless others.
That's right.
And I've been blessing people since I've had it, since I've been able to do so. I'll do it, and I do it because that's what I want them to do to the next young artist.
Absolutely.
Help the next young artist and do the same thing that they help. Some people help me and I help others. And it's relationships that, I've never asked for help. I've never been one of those people.
Me neither. I got pride.
And I've learned to act, I feel somebody once told me, like, you have to ask your friend, if you consider these people your friends and you really fuck with them, you shouldn't feel any type of way about asking them for help.
Right.
So, you know, I've been trying to live that for the last like 2 years.
It's
like,
hard though, isn't it? When you do stuff.
It's not now. Back then it was. I mean, I really had to condition myself to ask my friends for help because it's like, you know, why not? Why wouldn't they?
Right.
You know, and you know, your friends sometimes, cause me, I feel disrespected when my friends won't ask me for, like, nigga, you know I got it. Why won't you ask me?
Right, absolutely.
You ask this like, you know what I'm saying? So I did feel the same way. Like the same way I reached out to you.
Right.
You know, to do the interview. And I was just like, you know, that's my friend. That's my family.
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't I ask her? But it wasn't a second thought. See, me 2 years ago, I'd have been thinking like, nah, you know, you know, I reached out to you. I reached out to Kingpin. You know, they pulling up later on tonight to the listener party. And if you know, you got time, pull up too. But, you know, he hit me up. Hey, man, let's work. Let's get to it.
Absolutely. No, you're right. And you have to, like you said, you got to condition yourself for that. Because when you go for so long not wanting to ask people for nothing, because I have pride.
Yeah.
But bigger ranking and Kingpin are the ones that have instilled in me, like, so you got to put your pride to the side. And sometimes you just got to ask for help because this is like a team sport, man. We can't do this by ourselves.
And there's so many of us that if we all put our pride to the side and put, you know, a goal in front of us, it would definitely work out for all of us. And I just, you know, Kingpin, he's been one of the guys who inspired me since he moved out of Tampa.
Man.
When he came up here, like, I watched him so closely, and then you came up, and I was just like, yo, I almost thought about moving to Atlanta. I was like, man.
You can still put that on your radar. I'm just saying.
Man, look, nice smile. Look, he like that.
Hey, we would love that.
It's just I got so much going on now out there.
Understood.
You know,
I get it.
Flights are cheap now.
No, for real. Exactly. I totally understand because you've got a lot going on there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were at a point in your career where things had kind of like slowed down, you're like, you know what, I need to change of pace.
Yeah.
Then I could see. But you got your roots deep in the Tampa market.
Oh yeah, I love the city. I love the city. And the weather, you know, we got really good weather.
Listen, I be looking forward to. I'm going back this week. My son's getting married in Orlando. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, my son was at the pool today. I was like, you know what? I like this weather, but I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. You know, Atlanta's dope, and a lot of stuff I do now, and I have, you know, I can do. From
You've got a great relationships here too, and that's a big thing, you know. Like you said, you know, shout out to Kingpin, man. Like I remember, and it's still imprinted in my head. I remember the day that he moved here. He took a picture of a U-Haul truck and he posted it on probably Facebook because I don't think Instagram was even around at that time. And like that's still imprinted in my head, and I was like, man, that's gonna be me. Yeah. Sooner or later. And Kingpin and Biggest just like, man, come on. And soon as my son graduated high school and went to the military, I said, bro, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Look at you.
Man,
look at you.
I haven't worked for nobody else. Yeah. It's been a blessing.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Work for yourself, create opportunities for yourself, and then you can create opportunities for others. And you know, this is a huge platform. Because I've been keeping up with you.
Man,
know?
I appreciate it.
So I've been looking at the artists like, man, that shit look good. I like that. Man. I like that, man. When I get back, I'm gonna get on. So literally, this is the first interview I've done since I said I was literally going to start putting music back on.
Man, I'm glad that you came through here. Like, I appreciate that. So let's talk about, you know, what you got going on right now. I know you said you got your listening party tonight. You're back in your groove with doing music. Yeah. You know, put everybody on game. Everything Aych has going on right now.
Man, listen.
I know it's a lot.
We got the Cypher going on, which is the longest running open mic night, I think, in Florida history by now.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah, so we got that. We have the festival, which is called Loud on 7th. We do every second weekend of September. And it's usually like, it's kind of set up. It was inspired by A3C.
Man, I got to make it down there this year.
Yeah, it's really dope. You know, last year we had 16 events in 4 days.
Man, yeah, that's a blessing.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Listen, that's a lot of work.
All relationships. You know what I'm saying? All the clubs that I've worked for in the past. And it's all in Ybor. So it's all like you can go to bounce around, you know. And
anybody not from Tampa, Ybor is like the spot. That's where the strip, where all the clubs and
it's
festivals.
Like Bourbon Street.
Yeah, exactly. Facts.
So we had that, the hat company, 302. We're about to launch the website soon so people can order online. I've been doing a lot of hand-to-hand. We sell a lot of hats, man.
Listen, I would imagine so because that's universal. Men, women, young, old, everywhere in between wear rock hats.
My core demographic is with that. DJs.
Oh, okay.
Yo, DJs wear hats. Yo, I swear to you, DJs wear hats. We gotta do something specifically for the DJs. Like,
and do you have different types of hats, or is it all snapbacks? You got trucker hats?
Nah. Most of them are snapbacks.
Okay.
Most of them are snapbacks. Just because it's we won't have to hold on to a lot of inventory.
Understood. So
we have that. You know, just regular, you know, club stuff, promotions, parties. You know, I do all of that. That's the bread and butter right there. We're working on an award show for the city.
Man.
You know, we just doing a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to simplify a lot of stuff, and then, you know, as an artist, just go out and have fun and hit the road and stuff. And I want to just hit the road and meet new people and do different stuff, in which I do already, just in different cities.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to like the tour aspect.
I was just going to ask you, is that something that you may be putting together, like, you know, definitely. Like a Southeast tour or something like that?
I want to go all around. I really want to go like all around the country.
Right.
So, you know, we putting it together. I'm putting it together. That's fun for me.
No, and not only that, I mean, just shoot. As we know, life is not guaranteed. That's the only thing we're guaranteed in life is we gonna die.
Right.
That's just what it is. That's just big facts, man. So it's like, while we are still on this earth, we have to get out and enjoy it.
Right. And I want to take the youngins with me. You know what I'm saying? I want to take a couple young artists that's hungry, that, you know, need to build these relationships, need to start these relationships. I want them to pull up and, you know, introduce, shake hands. And the thing about relationships is, like, money is so short. I can give you $1,000 to do something right now, and that $1,000 will not last a week.
For some people, might not last an hour.
Right.
Like slick.
Right. So to me, it's like, if I give you this relationship, if I start you off on this journey with this relationship with people that's serious, that's the key. Because, you know, I met you were serious before you were established.
That's right.
And to where you are now, and it's like all of the relationships that I've started with people in their early days, now look at them and like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like they're really doing their thing. And I think that's the part. Like, relationships to me are worth way more than money.
They are. They're priceless. You cannot put a price tag on a relationship you got with somebody.
Right. So sometimes I look out for people and I don't ask them for anything.
That's right.
You don't need to pay me. We're good. Just when I need you, just be there. When the phone rings, answer the phone.
Facts.
And just remember, I have problems. That's one of the low problems right there. I have the problems with people who answer the phone and forget what we've done for them.
Absolutely.
Like the money that we make for them. Like, you know, in our line of work, we make a lot of people a lot of money.
We sure
just
do.
Off of a, hey, this is such and such. This is my friend. Take care of them. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? And we bring money to people. And then when we call them, it's like, they get amnesia.
Absolutely. They forget all about that. Yeah. But it lets you know, who you could keep at a distance and who you keep up close.
Right. Because you can make, some of these guys that made a lot of money. But, you know, I have a lot of people who actually do remember and do
of course.
Say, you know what? Hey, you always looked out for me. I got you. And I think the younger generation, once we start, you know, teaching them that early. Because, you know, when you was younger, you was like, nah, I need the money now. I need the money now, right now.
Right.
I got things going on. But, you know, you might have blocked your blessing to make, 10 times as much next week.
Absolutely.
Because you was going so hard, or you didn't look out, or you didn't. And I'm not saying you should, because most people have motives.
That most people absolutely have those motives. And again, it's just a learning process. We figure that out along the way.
Yeah. So when you start to see, but when I see people, like, I've always learned, because when I came here, I was broke. When I came to Tampa, I was broke. Negatives. So, I would see people that were actually doing things, and they were in the position where I wanted to be at. They were in the building where I wanted to be at. They were mingling with the people I wanted to mingle with. So I was down to help and do whatever I could to just be in that presence.
Absolutely.
Because once you put me there, I'm there. Like,
you can handle the rest.
My God. Networking is my thing, so it's kind of like, once I'm there, I could be there, and I'm good, and we'll figure everything else out. It'll work itself out.
Absolutely.
Because the money's going to come.
The money. This is all the wisdom that I heard along my journey. Shout out to Kingpin, rap juggernaut. I know him as Kingpin. You know him as Kingpin. Everybody else knows him as rap juggernaut.
My fault. It's family shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And of course, bigger ranking, you know, like they've instilled that in me along the way. It's just, you know, relationships are definitely everything. And if you get in this music business for the money, you're going to be disappointed because it's not always there. But if you get into it for the love of it, the money's gonna come. Oh yeah. And that's the biggest facts ever. And the goal is to be able to transition to do this full time, which you've been doing for a long time. Yeah,
I don't remember the last time I had a job.
We ain't never going back.
Yeah, it's probably like 07.
We ain't never going back.
Yeah. Because what it is, you acquire a skill set.
Absolutely.
You know, a skill set to put yourself in that position to make money and to help others and to fill gaps where, you know, people might want to expand. Or, you know, it's like Monopoly. Like you go around the board and some people like, oh, I want that property. Like, nah, I'm taking every piece of property I land on.
Nah, for real.
And then we'll figure out everything else from there. Everything else will work itself out.
If you have a hustle mentality, you can make it. Like, I don't have a college degree.
Me either.
You know, I went to college for 2 months and said, this is not for me.
I did a half a year at a community college.
I went to SPJC for 2 months at a community college. I said, bro, no.
This ain't it. It felt like high school.
It did.
I was like, nah, this ain't it. Where the money at?
The first day I was in orientation, the dude that was talking to us said, you know, in life, it's not always about what you know, it's who you know. So I said, well, then why am I sitting here if it's about who I know? Let me get out there and meet some people there.
Right. Well, what I was taught was who you know will get you there, but what you know will keep you there.
Yes.
And it was like you can meet these people, but you have to be smart enough to stay in that room.
Absolutely.
And be intelligent enough to know simple things like when to shut the fuck up.
When to shut the fuck up, exactly.
and be a fly on the wall, you know.
And especially when you're new in this, you know, and like you said, you get into those rooms with the people that you aspire to be like or be around. Sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up and let them talk.
And learn.
And learn. Soak it all in.
Hey, this is your school session right here. And that
That's
would be
your
me.
college right there.
I'll be right. Okay, all right. Then go back to the crib with the young boys like, hey, man, listen, this is what I learned, man. This is what we got to do. You know, and we used to go to music conferences a lot. Because back then, there was a lot of music conferences, especially in Miami. So we would drive down there, and I'd be with L, and we go, and I'll be there just soaking up all the game I can. And then they may be saying the same things with just maybe one or two things that they said at the last music conference. Like the TJ Chapmans of the world, and the Tony Neals. And, you know, I would just be a fly, like, okay, so this is all right. And then you have to be smart enough to understand the game. And you have to be a student at all times.
Yeah, all the time. Because it's always changes. Exactly. Right. It does not stay the same. You and I and all of us in this room have experienced a lot of change within this music business. I remember when people were still making, like, literally mixtapes on cassette tapes.
Yeah.
You know, I used to go to the flea market to buy the Jam Pony mixtapes on a cassette tape. I know L knows about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then of course we hit the CD era. Now none of that's really much of. You know,
it's definitely irrelevant.
It's ever changing. But tell everybody where they can follow you, keep up with you on all your social media.
You can follow me. I'm usually H302 at everything. AYCH302 everything. That's usually how you find me. Yeah, that's the handle. That's the handle of the handles. Like, that's it.
And they can find you on all the digital platforms to check out your new music.
Yeah, the music. You know, you can just type in AYCH. It'll pop up. All the major platforms, all the platforms. You should be able to find it. We just put out a project called The Heart, a little EP called The Heart. It's like it's more of a project with just dealings with, you know, females and, you know, just a little quick 3-piece. But we gonna drop some music regularly, and we gonna get real barsy soon too.
My dog's Barzy.
Hey, hashtag Barzy, man.
Barzy.
Hey, I'm gonna call my man Jeff right now when we get out this joint. Hey, man, print up. I'll be home tomorrow.
Hashtag Barzy.
Right. We're going to put the TampaMystic hashtag right underneath it, man.
Man, I'm with that. I love it. I just want a hoodie and I'm good.
Oh, man.
Next thing we got to do, man, before we get up out of here, anybody you want to show some love to, shout out to?
Man, listen, shout out to Atlanta right now. All the people that's been sharing the flyer in Tampa, you know, all my people that's sending people that's in the city to come check out the music tonight. It's you know, I ain't from here. I ain't, you know, this ain't I can't even call this my second home, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but I got a lot of dope relationships here, a lot of dope people that's coming through and people that's sending people that I don't know. So I look forward to meeting new people.
Yeah.
And working with new people and all of that stuff, because that's huge. My theory is, right, I want to do a few listening parties in places that's not Tampa.
Absolutely, you got to.
Because they always say the strangers will support you more than
No,
your
for
home.
real.
But we're going to find out.
And you're a likable person too. You have good energy. I'm telling you. No, Mo, I would say I've never experienced the other side of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we all go through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in this business, man, nobody wants to deal with an asshole.
It's true.
You know, period. You have great energy at all times, and that just makes people want to be around you.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to be, you know, genuine. I want to be honest. I want to be, you know, that person that you can call and, you know, say, H, I need help with something.
Right.
And it doesn't all, if you may not have the money, you may not have it, but I got you. You know, I want to be that guy.
Right.
You know, because someday I may need to lean on you.
Absolutely. Understood, man. That's big facts. Last but not least, before we get out of here, we are live on the industry's most wanted podcast. In fact, I'm celebrating 10 years next month. Shameless plug.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah.
10 years of industry's most wanted, man. I'm so excited. I got the 10-year anniversary event coming up March 24th, me and Bigger Rankin. So,
March 24th.
If you guys happen to be in the city, you know what I'm saying, pull up. You live here, so I better see you in the building.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it. I'm going to Vegas next month. But if
the stars align,
I'll pop up for that. You know, I'm good for that up and back trip. You know, I'll pull up and pull out. Hey, I came here yesterday. I'm leaving tonight. So that
would be dope. But so I gotta know what makes H the industry's most wanted.
I don't think I'm the industry's most wanted. You know, I'm one of the guys.
You better pop your shit.
Nah, man, I'm just one of the guys, man. I'm one of the guys who you can always call on, man. Very consistent. You know, all my relationships are definitely consistent. If you want consistency, I'm the guy. That's me.
Yes, he's consistent, which makes him the industry's most wanted.
Well, there we go.
There you go. You have it. We out of here, y'all.
Peace.